1, 2, 3, 4. Shipman had a question. Were seasons 3 and 4 of MLP and EQG spoiled for you while on your mission? Wow, I said that wrong. Basically, he's asking if pony stuff was spoiled for me. Skirts told me stuff that I needed to know, or stuff that I asked about. Nothing was spoiled. I was still super surprised. Spectral! Good to see you around, Spectral. How was the food in Pasta Land? The food was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Especially in the region of Italy called Emilia-Romagna. Oh, I miss it a lot. You can't even do it here because it's just the ingredients that are different, you know? I'm a horrible cook anyway, but even if I was okay, I wouldn't be able to replicate it because it's not the same. I just realized Wonderfolk is likely a nod to Wonderland, given your enthusiasm about Mr. Dodgson. You called him Dodgson! I love you! Which of his poems is your favorite, spelled the British way? I love you even more. And why? My favorite poem is The Hunting of the Snark. I love The Hunting of the Snark, which you can probably tell if anyone has read anything of mine. But there are a lot of good poems. I have his complete works somewhere around here. I wonder where that went. I don't know, I haven't seen it for 2 years. There are some poems in there that are just beautiful. He's such a good writer. He's more than just a nonsense poet. Like, he used nonsense to teach us things, to give us ideas that couldn't really be shared in any other way. He does more than nonsense too, because, anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. I love his poems dedicated right to Alice. What's the one thing that you missed the most while in Italy? If we disregard the people. Nice. You know me well, Spectral. What happens now for you? What are your plans, both on here and out there? I don't know. Well, I'll go back to BYU at the end of April. Until then, I'm looking to somehow buy a microphone and start recording music. I'd like to find time to write, so just catching up is mainly my goal. Eventually finding a job, but I might have to wait until I'm down in Utah to do that. Next is Floydian Slip, who apparently has one of Skirt's top 10 favorite avatars. Well done. It is a really cool one. Your first question, which you crossed out, but I liked it, is how much kai could a Ponky kai if a Ponky could kai pon? You have 5 questions. Number 1, what was your favorite part of your mission trip? My favorite part of the mission was the people that I met. Maybe? I don't know. Are you asking like period time-wise or like thematically? I don't know. As far as my favorite part, it was my time in Verona. I love Verona. What was the most profound thing you took away from your experiences in Italy? I think I would say my understanding of love, what love really is and what it can do, is pretty profound. I imagine it as the motor, the unchanging motor at the center of the universe that makes everything else turn. So it never changes, but it gives life and energy to everything else. Love. I have a lot more concrete ideas about it than that, but I just like that imagery. I think that understanding was, at the end, like the most profound thing. I don't know, it's hard to say. Love, understanding, awareness, all of these concepts really solidified. Realizing the elements of harmony and putting them into actual practice was a big deal for me. Great question. Would you do it again? And if so, what would you do differently? No, I wouldn't do it again. I would do it. I'm glad that I did it. But if you're asking, would you do another one? Would you go for another 2 years? No. No way. But if I did do it again, or if I had like a restart differently, I would... Nothing. I wouldn't do anything differently. I wasn't a perfect missionary by any means. But I think that's the point. Any plans on doing a reading of Hunting of the Snark? Wow, that's a really fun idea. I didn't have any plans to do that, but yeah, maybe now I'll give a swing at it once I get a microphone. Number 5, not a question, but I'd just like to welcome you back. Well, thanks, Floydian. It's good to be back. How long have I been going? 28 minutes. Well, for you it'll be a lot less because I'll edit stuff. Durandana is next. I hope that's how you say this. I'm always bad with pronouncing it. He asked me, tell me more about the time you sang Oh Holy Night, because it sounds like a bit of a story. Okay, one time, this was Christmas 2014. I was in a city called Bergamo, up north of Milan. There were 12 missionaries in that city, and so we all got together one time in Centro, which is like, it's the old center of every city. Every city has a centro. We don't really have a concept like it here in America, so it's hard to describe. I love centro. That's where all the shops are, and people just go there to hang out, just to walk around and meet each other, to go shopping, obviously. So missionaries would go there a lot to find people that might be interested in what we were doing. And one of the methods that we used during Christmas time to try to be not annoying was caroling. Which, now that I think about it, maybe that is annoying. And we just went to like an old church, and there were all of these little. Okay, so there was like a fountain, and then there were all these little. What do you call those? I don't know. Pedestals, cylinders. I don't know. I'll put a picture of it here while I'm talking, so you can see. But we just kind of stood behind those things as 12 missionaries, and we each had little pieces of paper with classic American English carols on them, because Italians like when people sing in English. We all started singing, and we were singing these silly songs, and then some of the missionaries who didn't like to sing would go and talk to the people that would stop and listen to us and kind of tell them what we were doing and who we were, where we were from. People got really great gospel conversations out of it, and also just like friendships were made and connections were made, which is what I like to do. So it was really nice. But I didn't really talk to people. I was just standing singing the whole time because I can. At one point, after we had sung a couple of kind of silly songs, I don't remember if I just said I'm gonna do this or if somebody suggested it or what. I just sang a solo. I stood up on the thing. You're not gonna be able to see me. The pedestal thingy, the cement cylinder, it was about this high, and I just got up onto it and I just sang Oh Holy Night at the top of my lungs. And luckily I'd been singing for a while. It sounded good. So people in this centro, in this piazza that was there, there's people eating at little cafes and things, and it just gets dead quiet as I'm singing, and everyone just turns to like look at me. It was such a cinematic moment. It was amazing. And then some teenage girls stopped and put out their phones and were filming me sing. It was a really great moment for me, very, very filmatic, and something I'd always wanted to do, so I'm glad it happened. Okay, that's it. Next time we will begin with the Masked Ferrets questions. I'm not even a third of the way through these, so this is going to take a while. Hopefully you don't mind. Thanks a lot. Keep posting questions if you have them. I'd love to answer whatever you throw at me. Apparently a lot of you wanted to see these Ponkologies, so maybe they're as fun for you as they are for me. I don't know. Per adesso, arrivederci.